Have you ever been sitting in traffic, just staring at the car next to you? It's spotless, brand new, shiny enough to reflect your entire life back at you. And for a moment, you feel it. That quiet pressure, that voice in your head saying, yeah, I need to level up. Because somehow, success today looks like leather seats, LED lights, and a logo on the front. Now, meet Kai. Kai just landed his first real job. Not a dream job, but good enough. A steady paycheck, the kind that makes you feel like life is finally starting. And like most people in that moment, Kai didn't think about investing. He didn't think about saving. He thought about upgrading. Because in his mind, success wasn't something you build quietly, it was something you show. So one Saturday afternoon, Kai walked into a dealership. Not because he needed a car. His old one worked perfectly fine. But it didn't feel like who he was becoming. And that's when he saw it. Low stance, glossy black finish, interior that smelled of ambition. He sat inside, gripped the steering wheel, and instantly, everything changed. The salesman leaned in and said, "Don't worry about the full price. It's just $500 a month." Just $500. In that moment, Kai didn't see a cost. He saw a version of himself he wanted to become. And without realizing it, he made one of the most expensive decisions of his life. Kai didn't have $30,000 sitting in his bank account, but that didn't matter, because nobody talks about the full price anymore. Everything is framed around one simple number, the monthly payment. $500 didn't sound scary. In fact, it felt manageable. That's less than some people spend on eating out, less than what others spend on random subscriptions they barely use. So Kai justified it. I work hard. I deserve this. I'll figure it out. And just like that, he signed the papers. The moment he drove off the lot, something shifted. Music sounded better. The road felt smoother. People seemed to notice him more. For the first time, Kai felt like he looked successful. But here's what nobody tells you. That feeling? It's temporary. The payment? That's permanent. Because what Kai really signed up for wasn't just a car, it was a commitment, a fixed expense that would follow him every single month, whether life went well or not, rain or shine, job or no job, emergency or no emergency. And the craziest part? Kai wasn't alone. Millions of people are making the exact same decision every single day. Not because they're careless, but because they've been taught to think in payments, not in total cost. And that one shift in thinking is what quietly keeps people stuck. Let's slow this down. Because $500 a month doesn't feel dangerous. That's exactly why it is. $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Over 5 years, that's $30,000. But that's just the surface, because the real number is always higher. You've got insurance, fuel, maintenance, interest on the loan. Suddenly, that $500 car isn't $30,000 anymore. It's closer to $40,000, even $50,000. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Most people don't realize how much they're actually spending because it's spread out, hidden in small monthly chunks. But money doesn't care how it's presented. Whether it's upfront or stretched over time, it still leaves your pocket the same way. Now imagine this. What if Kai never bought the car? What if that same $500 went somewhere else? Not into something that loses value, but into something that grows. Because while Kai's car is slowly depreciating, that money could have been compounding, multiplying, expanding, working for him instead of against him. And that's the part people miss. The biggest cost isn't what you spend, it's what you lose the chance to build. So why does this keep happening? Why do smart, hard-working people keep making decisions that slow them down financially? It comes down to one thing: visibility. We live in a world where everything is seen: cars, clothes, vacations, lifestyles. But the things that actually build wealth, those are invisible. You can't see someone's investment account. You can't see their savings. You can't see their financial discipline. So, naturally, people optimize for what's visible. They spend money to signal success, even if it's not real, even if it's borrowed, even if it's fragile. And the system is designed to encourage this. Think about it. No one at the dealership asks, will this help your long-term financial future? They ask, can you afford $500 a month? Because if you say yes to that question, you're already in. But those are two different conversations. One is about sustainability. The other is about survival. And once Kai locked himself into that payment, everything changed. Less flexibility, more pressure, more dependence on his income. He didn't just buy a car, he bought stress. Here's how the cycle plays out. Month after month, Kai makes the payment. At first, it feels fine. Then, life happens. Unexpected expenses, bills, emergencies, and suddenly that $500 feels heavier. But he can't stop, because the payment doesn't pause. So he adjusts. He saves less, invests less, delays bigger goals. And when the car is finally paid off, most people don't feel free. They upgrade. Another car, another payment, another cycle. Years go by like this, and without realizing it, Kai stays in the same place financially. Now imagine a different version of him. Same income, same life, but instead of chasing the image of success, he focused on building it. He kept his old car. It wasn't exciting, it didn't turn heads, but every month that $500 went into something that grew, slowly, quietly, consistently. No one noticed until one day they did. Because real wealth doesn't shout, it builds in silence. So the next time you see someone driving a car that looks like success, ask yourself, are they building wealth or just making payments? Because at the end of the day, you don't get rich by looking rich. You get rich by making decisions most people are too impatient to make.